When I put my lips on my mother-in-law's lightly lipsticked, cherry-colored lips, I held her close, and her thin, small body fit snugly into my arms. I could smell her pure perfume, like a golden star. I like it, I said that as I ran my fingers along my mother-in-law's neck. Her moist, clingy skin made me want to say something. She's beautiful. Ah. After leaving Tokyo on the express train for an hour, the scenery changed from a cluster of buildings to a landscape of mountains and electric power plants. The house that stood here in the sky reminded me of the house where I spent my childhood. I didn't get along well with my father. I left home as soon as I graduated from high school, and the last time I went back was for my father's funeral. This time, I was broken up with by my mother-in-law, Michi-san. It was a rule for my father's third floor. Hayo-san came to our house when my father was 5 and I was 17. She was quite beautiful, and although she didn't say much, she always treated me kindly, perhaps because she was concerned about me, who had lost my mother at a young age. After staring out the window for a while, an announcement came on saying that we were approaching our destination station. Since it was only a 2-day, 1-night stay, I put on my backpack, which barely contained a pair of underwear, and headed towards the gangway. The express train stopped, and I got off at the station with a few other people. My parents' house was another bus ride away from here. As we headed towards the bus stop, rain began to fall lightly. I hoped it wouldn't get too heavy, but that was what I thought as I got on the bus. After about 30 minutes out of town, I got off the bus and the rain started to get heavier, so I half ran towards my parents' house. After climbing a slight slope, I found the Nihon University building, which was a little smaller than I remembered, but still quite impressive enough to be called a mansion. I was completely soaked to the skin, so I rang the intercom at the entrance, and a lovely female voice answered, like a bell ringing. Yes. Who's this? It's Kenny. I'm home now. Well, I'll be there now. After a while, the front door opened and Michi-san came out. She was a petite woman, wearing a light pink kimono that she liked to wear. Her black hair, shiny as if wet, was pulled back into a bun, giving her a neat and elegant appearance. Welcome home, Kenji-san. You must be wet, aren't you? I've prepared a towel and a bathtub, so please come in. As instructed, I took off my shoes, took the towel, dried myself lightly, and headed to the changing room. After soaking in the tub and warming myself up, I came out of the bathtub to find a pair of men's kimonos laid out to replace my wet clothes. I'm sorry. The only men's clothes I have are the ones my father keeps, so if you'd like, I can put them on for you. Hayo called out from the other side of the door. Please. Oh, but wait a moment. I'm going to throw up my underwear. It was a little embarrassing to be seen naked, but there was no way I could put them on myself. However, since I hadn't brought any clothes with me, I had no choice but to cut off my father's kimono. I threw up my underwear as a last resort and opened the door. With practiced movements, Michi-san quickly put on the kimono. Good. It fits perfectly. Kenji-san is tall like his father, so it suits him well. When he fastened the obi, Michi-san almost hugged me. I I couldn't help but feel a little excited when I saw the white, transparent nape of Michi-san's neck peeking out from the collar of his kimono, even though he was short. Without noticing my presence, Michi-san slipped his arm around my waist and the sweet scent of gold leaf tickled my nose. It'll be difficult to visit your father's grave in this rain. Let's visit the grave tomorrow, a little early, and have dinner. Although I came back under the pretext of attending my father's funeral, I didn't actually call the head priest or anything. The plan was for Michi-san and I to just go to my father's grave and pray. My father was a strict man. He owned several plots of land in town, so he didn't really work. However, perhaps because he had a long history as a vassal, he didn't neglect to discipline me, his son. Looking back, I think I was being overly strict. It was truly a stroke of luck that such a fantastic father would marry a woman more than 20 years his senior. He took a beautiful young wife without any regard for appearances. It would have been unthinkable for the father I knew, but my father actually welcomed Michi-san into our home. It may sound like an excuse, saying it was because I was in my 4th year of school, but at the time, my father's remarriage was an unacceptable event for me. I had complicated feelings about my beautiful stepmother, who was only my age. Kenji-san, please help me carry the food. There are no rooms with wooden floors in this old Japanese house. Even now, everything is tatami matted, and now there is a single-piece table and a futon, which are both old and impressive. After going back and forth between the kitchen and the house and setting out dinner, Michi-san and I put our hands together and ate dinner. The food is delicious. We usually only buy convenience store bento boxes or eat out, so it's been a while since we've had a warm, homemade meal. White rice, grilled fish, daikon miso soup, and pickles. The menu was simple, but the lovingly prepared food touched my heart. If only it would suit my taste. Here and there, my nose would blaze during the conversation. We talked about old memories, about my father, about my college days, and about work. Even after my father passed away, Hayo has been living alone in this mansion. I wonder if she was lonely. As we talked about each other's recent activities, I felt closer to Hayo than when we used to live in this house. I thought that if I was going to apologize for the past, now was the time. There was something I needed to apologize to Oremichi-san for, and I apologized for being so rude to him when I first came to this house. When I bowed my head, Mio suddenly smiled. I don't mind. Hayo's smile made my heart feel relieved and lighter. That's right. I wonder if Kenji-san drinks alcohol. Yes, I answered casually, as polite as most people, but I'm a huge drinker, and I never miss drinking parties with my colleagues or friends. That's good. I have some sake that I received as a gift, but I can't possibly drink it all by myself, so I gratefully accept it. Michio-san brought me some chocolate and 2 gyakuzuki. I took a sip and the gyakuzuki filled my mouth with a wonderful aroma. It was delicious. With each sip, we both naturally became emotional. Perhaps I was getting a little drunk, but Michio-san's face was getting lighter. I'm a good talker, but I guess I'm getting a little drunk too. As we talked, I wondered if I should just tell him everything. There was still one more secret feeling I had for Michio-san. Should I confess, pretending that I slipped up because of the alcohol? As we went from one to the other, I looked at Michio-san and licked the edge of the gyakuzuki, and I made up my mind. I decided to put an end to these feelings that I had kept hidden for so many years. In fact, there was one more thing I had to apologize for, and I confessed the feelings I had been keeping hidden in my heart at the time. She was so beautiful that I didn't know what to do. When I told him that, Michio opened his big eyes even wider and looked at me. I regretted not saying anything after all, and as I felt awkward, I lowered my eyes to the inverted moon in my hand, and heard a cute laugh. I looked up in surprise, and Mia was looking at me with a gentle smile. What's that? I've noticed it all along. Kenji-san has always been an easy person to understand since the first time we met. He knew about the feelings I'd kept hidden in my heart for so many years. San accepted it. I felt relieved, but at the same time, I couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed. Was he that easy to understand? Yes, very much so. But I'm an old lady now, so I wonder if I've disappointed you after such a long time. Michio lowered his eyes and said quietly. His eyes, covered by his long eyelashes, seemed to tremble slightly. I remembered Michio when he had just come to this house. He came here with nothing and had nothing to rely on. He looked just like he did back then, when his heart was crying out for him, and I wanted to tell him that everything would be okay and protect him. The only person Michio could rely on at that time was his father. But that father is gone now. I felt, presumptuously, that I was the only one who could protect Mio now. Michi-san is still wonderful, and I still admire her. But Michi-san said in a small voice and covered her hands tightly with the sleeves of her kimono as if bouncing. Her snow-white, spotless fingertips were dyed a light red from the force she exerted. Those slender hands looked irresistibly beautiful. I still think of Michi-san. I couldn't help but hold her hand, and Michi-san raised her face as if she had been bouncing and stared at me. Her dark, watery eyes were adorable. They were a mixture of anxiety, embarrassment, and anticipation. I like Mio-san. I love you. I looked her straight in the eyes and told her this with all my strength. Michio blinked repeatedly, paused for a moment, and asked in an anxious voice, "Am I the right person?" I can't do it with anyone but Michi-san. I'll be happy if you answer firmly. Quote. Michi-san squeezed my hand back tightly. The moment I had been dreaming of since high school had finally arrived. I wanted her to accept all of me, just like this, as we gazed into each other's doubts, savored the joy, and accepted me as I was. If this wish could come true, I thought I wouldn't need anything more. Mio-san. I pressed my lips against her lightly lipstick cherry-colored lips, and her body, thin and small, fit snugly into my arms. I could smell the pure perfume of a golden star. I love you, Michi-san. As I said this, I ran my fingers along Michi-san's neck. Her skin was moist and clingy, and it was beautiful. The words slipped out of my mouth without me thinking. When our eyes met, Mio hid her face in her hands as if she was embarrassed. No, please show me more of Mio-san's cute face. Her black hair, which she had put up in the evening, flowed onto the tatami mat, and my heart raced. As I looked into Hayo-san's eyes, wondering if I could continue, she returned my passionate gaze. Let me hear Michi-san's beautiful voice. As if in response to my kiss, she raised the beautiful can and desperately chased after me. Are you okay? Yes. We exchanged a few words, and as I embraced her even more, the sweet scent of the golden star spread throughout the room. Ah, it's Mio's scent. After that, we made love without even exchanging words. We couldn't touch each other. We were lost in a void, trying to fill the gaps between the many years. Then, Michi-san gently reached out to me and murmured, "Ever since my father passed away, all I could think about was Kenny-san. I've always wanted to do this." Quote. He lowered his eyes and gently slid his hand toward mine. "Mio-san, will you stay with me forever?" It sounded like a proposal, but it was his true feelings without any pretense. Chio-san looked surprised, but quickly tore it apart and answered, "Yes, Kenny-san." Quote. I hugged Mio tightly. I was finally able to hold the person I love in my arms. I will never forget the joy of this moment. It was definitely the best moment of my life. I thought about quitting my job in Tokyo. There is land left by my father. It is more than enough for Michi-san and I to live in this house. I love you, Michi-san. From here on out, a new chapter begins between me and Michi-san. A sweet, sweet honeymoon time for just the two of us, undisturbed by anyone.